Alright, boys and girls, welcome back to Minion Vapes. Today we're going to talk about box mods. That's right, the mod of the box, okay? Basically, what I want to talk about is the difference between series, parallel. Two different types of unregulated box mods, okay? We're not talking, DNA 40s or 30s or Raptors or any type of chipped mod. Okay, these are strictly unregulated box mods. Okay, we got two of them here we're going to talk about. One's in series and one of them is in parallel. Alright, these are unregulated, meaning there are no chips that control the output of power. The power that you get is what your battery is holding. So a 3.7 volt battery fully charged gives you basically a little bit more. It's 4.2 volts is what it comes to. So when you charge your battery and you put it in this box, you're going to get 4.2 volts and it will gradually lower, okay? So your wattage is dependent on your build. The lower the ohm coil build that you do, the more your watts will go up. Okay, so 4 volts with 0.3 ohm coil will give you way more wattage than that of a 1.2 ohm coil. Okay, I don't know if that helps you out a little bit. Okay, but series and parallel, two different types of mods, two different types of wiring schemes basically. Okay, what I'm hitting on right here, this is a parallel box, okay? This is a series box. Okay, when you have this is a parallel box also. When you have a parallel box, dual 18650, these are wired in parallel. What that means is you are going to get double the mAh. So if you have a 2100 mAh battery and you have two of them wired in parallel, you're going to get 4200 mAh. That is your battery life. Okay, that is not the power. That's not the volts. Okay, you're going to get 4.2 volts, but you're going to get double the battery life. So it's going to last pretty long. All right. In series, okay, when you're this battery sled, these two 18650 battery slots, when they're wired in series, you're going to get double the volts, not the mAh. The mAh is going to stay the same as that one like two batteries, both 2100 mAh. It's going to be 2100 mAh, but double the voltage. So you're going to get 8.4 volts. That means you're going to be able to crank close to 500 watts out of this box, depending on how you build your coil. But it is going to be a very, very hot vape, depending on your build, but most likely it's going to be pretty warm. But you're going to get a shitload of wattage out of this sucker. Alright? With parallel, you're going to get 4.2 volts. So you can super sub-ohm in these. You can get down to 0.15, 0.1. With a series box, you're going to want, upwards of a 0.5 up to a 1 ohm, 1.2 ohm coil. That's what most people like. Anything lower than a 0.5 is going to be so hot, and it damn near will catch on fire when you vape it. The cotton can burst into flames if it's too hot. So you just have to accommodate your build. Some people say that series boxes can last just as long as a parallel box if your coil is high enough. A high enough ohm coil. Alright, I'm gonna give you a little example. See what the hell did I do with my damn... Okay, here we go. This is a 0.5 ohm build. This is a plume veil atomizer. We're sticking on the series box. 25R Samsung 25R batteries. Okay, wired in series, meaning one of them goes positive battery down. The other one is the other side. The positive goes up. So basically, it's like stacking your batteries. Okay, like in a tube mod, they say don't stack your batteries. Basically, you're stacking batteries, but in a safe way. Okay, these boxes all have a MOSFET, which means the switch is protected. This 3 amp switch, this box is going to push out, could push out close to 30 amps. Okay, so a 3 amp switch would fry without a MOSFET. So you always want a MOSFET when you have a box in series. Alright, so basically, a series box right here. 225R 25 amp batteries. Okay, they are 3.7 volts, we'll say 4.2, 2500 mAh batteries. Voltage check. 8.6. Okay, this is 8.6 volts. Okay, that's a series box. Now I'm gonna take 2 more batteries for a parallel box, and I'm gonna show you what you get. Okay, here we go. 4.17. Alright, that's the difference between parallel and series. A parallel box gives you 4.2 volts distributed over 2 batteries. Okay, this gives you 8 volts basically. We're gonna say almost, this is 8.6 is what it says. Okay, so basically, you're going to get a lot more power out of a series box. It's pretty simple to remember. Okay, so just don't get confused by it, because if you fuck around and put your batteries the wrong way, you're going to fuck yourself up. I'm going to show you guys and see what she'll chuck. This is the series box. You're just pulsing it, and man, it's just cooking. Alright, you get a lot more power. Alright, I'm not gonna say vapor, because as I've been doing my testing on the both of them, I see, depending on what your build is, I haven't found a perfect build yet for my series box, but once I do, I'll be able to hit it as long as I could a parallel box. It's just, you gotta have a higher ohm coil for series, plain and simple. The reason I like these is because there's no limit. There's no chip telling you, your build is too low and it won't fire. Fuck that. Unregulated is what I like. Alright, whether it's series, parallel, or LiPo box, you can do this in a lithium polymer battery and get 12 volts, 16 volts if you have a 4S LiPo. A 3S LiPo will give you 12 volts, 16 volts on the 4S, but that's a lot of fucking power. Alright, you better have a 2 ohm coil on that motherfucker if you're gonna be vaping at 16 volts. I mean, you're talking 1,000 watts. God damn. And alright, and see what happens. See how fast, you remember how fast that shit was firing, right? Instant fire. And just pulsing it, and it was just crushing it. And now I'm gonna show you guys on a parallel, but same build, but on a parallel box. Takes a little bit longer to heat up. Not as instantaneously, not as instantaneous. It's just not as much power. That's really all there is to it. Just not as much power. But I like box mods because they last a lot longer than tube mods with only having 1 battery in it. But just make sure if you buy one, make sure the wiring is clean. All right, you want clean wiring basically. This one was the first. I built this one, and this was the first one I built, so it's not that great. The wiring is a little janky, and it ain't the greatest, but it was my first one, and it works great. This one was somebody else built it, a little bit more professional than I, and they wired it pretty fucking sweet. Okay, so that being said, just don't just buy the first thing you see. Look around. If you're gonna look around eBay, go on Facebook, go to a Box Mod Facebook group, and just read everybody's posts, see what everybody's building, you know, and you'll figure out what a decent mod is really quick. You'll be able to tell something that's used. You'll be able to tell something's all fucked up, scratched up, blah 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 blah. Alright. So other than that, that's all I wanted to talk about with some box mods. Which way to go, what's better, what's not. Basically, neither one is better than the other, okay? They both have good qualities. They, you know, one has really long battery life, one has maybe not so long of a battery life, but you're getting a shitload more power. Some people will tell you that it has just as much battery life, but how you build is going to base that upon, is going to be dependent upon that. So, with that being said, that's how I'm going to leave you. Unregulated, box mods, series, parallel, which one's better? Basically, it's up to you guys once you decide. Me personally, I like power. But you gotta find a build that's perfect for all that power. You know, it's gotta be able to handle all that shit. Other than that, just be safe when you buy these. Don't build a .0001 fucking coil, you know, and try to get all this voltage. You know, you put out too many amps, you're gonna vent your batteries. Alright, make sure you're using 30 amp batteries. Other than that, that's it, man. Thanks for watching Minion Vapes. Deuces.